Hello and welcome back to the Mobile Business and Tech Show. I'm Eric Townsend with the Law Eagles, and we provide legal services in personal injury and in insurance bad faith cases. Today I'm here with a fellow attorney, Shelly Jean John. She practices family law and she's a mediator as well. She's also a legal consultant for clients that are pro per, handling their own case in family court. She's also the president of the East-West Family Law Council of her Bar Association in the Inland Empire. And she's the author of the ebook, 7 Ways to Run Your Law Practice When Everyone Else is Running Home, which is extremely applicable today and it was the way I actually met Shelly. So it's a fantastic ebook, very, very good if you're an attorney and you're trying to get your head wrapped around how to do business right now during the shutdown and during this pandemic. So Shelly, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks.
Perfect. Can you tell us some more about your business?
Sure. So I've been doing family law for 21 years. I have 2 brick and mortar offices in Ontario and Riverside, but a lot of my practice is that I can work from anywhere. So I've designed a practice where I can work remotely. My employees could work remotely. And so the other thing I do is I offer different kinds of services for people. So I like to keep current with the times and what is being demanded of us in the moment. So right now, sometimes people don't want to hire a lawyer to represent them for the entire case. So I do lawyer for a day. But that's just kind of what I enjoy doing, is keeping my finger on the pulse of what's going on and what people need and then adapting.
That's awesome. That's great. Well, thank you for being on the show today. And thank you for covering some of these topics. It's going to be very useful for the viewers of the show. So when we were talking prior to doing this interview, we had discussed several things, and I wanted to talk about a couple of those that I think are really pertinent to our discussion here today. And one of those was having the right tools to stay in touch with clients. What did you mean when you were talking about that?
Yeah. So if you've been doing law for a while, you're so used to having the client come into the office, meeting them face to face. And right now with social distancing, it's important to be able to stay in contact with them even more now than ever. They're scared, so they need to feel us being connected to them. Having a virtual office, one of the first things that is easy to do is have your calls forwarded. So you can either have them forwarded to your home if that's where you're working, or I use an answering service called Lawyer Line, which is affiliated with lawyer.com, and they can send calls to anywhere. I also have a system on my phone. All of my staff have it on their cell phones. It's a separate line. It's called the Sideline app. It's cheap. And what I like about that is we can all call from the same number, and when somebody calls into that number, we all see the call come in, and we can all send text messages and see those text messages. So it keeps the staff all connected with the clients and things that are going on with them. Another way that we stay connected with our clients is through a portal. So some of the practice management apps have portals where a client can see something that you post there, or you can see messages from them. Practice Panther is our practice management program software. I love them, but I don't use their portal. I use a portal called Basecamp, and it's really user-friendly. It's very easy for them to figure it out. And again, what I love about it is a client can post a question in there and all of the staff see it. So any one of us can respond. And then similarly, we can post documents for the client. They can easily go in there, access those documents. And then we also use Constant Contact, which is a way to send mass emails out. So I've done 2 newsletters for my clients to keep everybody posted on what's happening in the courts, what's happening in our offices. And that's just a really easy way to send an email to a lot of people at one time. So those are just a few of the ways that we're staying in contact with our clients with technology. I can talk about Zoom. I have a lot to say about Zoom. I don't know if you want to talk about that here or somewhere else, but Zoom is my best friend right now, and I should have taken stock in the company before this all happened.
Right. Yeah, Zoom is fantastic. I use it all the time too. Jump into it. Tell us some stuff you use for Zoom, and then if we go into some of the other stuff, great.
So Zoom is a video conferencing platform. A lot of people know what FaceTime is. A lot of people know what Skype is. Zoom is the more mature of the different platforms. It has a lot more options to use, and it's very user friendly for the other person. So I can just send somebody a link. They can click on it, and very quickly they're up and we're running and we're doing a video conference. And I use that for everything right now, to meet with other attorneys, to teach classes when I'm teaching with the Alumni Institute. What I like about it is when I get a lead, somebody is looking for a family law attorney, I can very quickly meet with them and have the benefit of that face-to-face meeting, but I'm doing it quickly and I'm doing it remotely. So that's another great way we use it.
Can I ask you something about that real quick?
Yeah.
Because I see I see your face right here as we do this interview, and it looks like you're looking directly at me. It's very easy to use Zoom and not have it not look like you're looking at the other person. Can you explain how that works, why it works, that kind of functionality?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of times when we are talking with another person, we are looking at them when we talk to them. That's that eye contact that's so important in business and in life, right? When you're talking on a video, you have to look at the camera. So I'm actually looking at the little camera when I talk, and I'm looking at you with my peripheral vision. So I can put your video. What I like to do is put the video into a little thumbnail, stick it right up under the video camera so that I'm still looking and I can see your facial expressions, but I'm still looking directly in the camera. A lot of people make the mistake, they'll have the person's video, you can see the person somewhere else on the screen. And if I have your video in the upper left of my screen and I'm looking at that while I'm talking to you, I've now lost that benefit of eye contact. So really important trick that people can use is to put the person they're talking to's video right up under the camera, so you get the benefit of that eye contact.
Absolutely. So if you're looking at the screen and you go right like that, that's the camera. But if you're looking down here and following that down here, no one sees it. So that's a great point. I'm going to show a little bit of the functionality of it too, because I use this all the time. I think it's great. And this is a great chance for me to show your web page off. So I'm going to jump into it real quick. This is your web page, and this is one of the great things about Zoom. And obviously, we're recording this now too, which is interesting, because not only are we talking back and forth and conversing about what's something that's on my screen, we can say, hey, if you want someone to go to a certain place or go to a certain location, you can have them go to it. Like if you wanted people to go to your website, they could look at your page, your attorney page, and see more about
Well, and
you.
also a good way to use this, it's called screen share, and a good way to use this is if you're reviewing a document with a client. So you can pull up a pleading, and you guys can review it together. They can see it. You can even make changes. You can type your changes while they're watching you type the changes into the document.
I was thinking, we were discussing discovery when we were talking about this. This would be a great discovery tool. I'm going to show one other thing, another link you gave me, but this is going to be the link also to Shelly's ebook, the 7 Ways to Run Your Law Practice When Everyone Else is Running Home. I just wanted to show you the page, what it looks like. We're going to have a link later with all the information, but that's what the page looks like. And that's the end of that share, because I just wanted to show the audience what you were talking about a little bit with some of that stuff. You had also mentioned using these tools for your staff, because obviously one of the things about having a brick and mortar location is having staff together at one location. What tools do you use to really do the same stuff you were doing before with your staff?
So just staying on with Zoom for a second, one of the things I do is, as I'm teaching the tech to my staff, is I will have them hop on a call and I can show them my screen just like Eric did. Or what I'll do is I will record it, and I have a little place in Dropbox where I have all of my training videos. So I can record something for my staff, send them the link, stick it up in there, and they can watch it over and over. Or if I have a new person start with me, they can watch it. There's other tech that I use to stay in touch with my staff. It's really important to have a practice management tool of some sort, some kind of an online, back in the day when we all used WordPerfect, what I would do for a client is I would set up a document in WordPerfect for the client, and then we would put our notes into that one document and just keep saving it over and over. And that would have their phone number and everything. And that was so old school. But now they have these practice management tools that have easy ways to keep notes for your clients in there, and to exchange information with your staff. But I also use Basecamp for that, because we can post notes to one another that the client doesn't see. We can do video conferences. We do that. We have team meetings, which we'll do over video. We even have group text messages. There are a lot of different tools people can use. You can check out Trello, which is a nice way to keep track of projects that you're working on. But definitely
That's
look
Slack
at different
too, right?
practice management tools.
Slack
Yeah.
does that too, right? That's another one of
Slack,
those.
yeah, Slack
Yeah.
is another really good one. And you'll hear about that more from some of the bigger tech companies use Slack. But
Gotcha.
it can be two people who use it. It's a great tool.
I use Smokeball. I'm a big proponent of
Okay.
Smokeball. I really like it. It's the practice software I use. I can store all my documents on it. I really enjoy it. But you're totally right. There's a lot. There's Clio. There's Smokeball. There's
Amicus Attorney has one.
Yeah. Amicus. I've heard a lot of not bad. I won't say bad. I've heard a lot of stuff about Amicus, and I haven't heard that many people that use it anymore. So I don't know how.
I don't use it anymore.
Yeah. I'll leave it at that.
I love Practice Panther. Practice Panther is great too, because all of your timekeeping, your billing is in there. You can store documents in there. I create my fee agreements in my Practice Panther. So I'll put all of their contact information, and then I have templates that I can easily create with that. So I'm not having to redo information. And you can also take payments from clients. So you can email them the invoice, or you can send the link to the invoice, and then they can just pay you through the program. So
that's cool. That sounds very similar to, that sounds very similar to Smokeball. Smokeball has they also do time tracking automatically. Like, so as soon as you open up a document from Smokeball, it automatically starts time tracking on it, which is, I like it.
Nice.
I think it's a
so you don't forget.
benefit. Yeah, but it's funny because every one of the different softwares, they have different benefits, and they have drawbacks and benefits. So just depends on what you like. Probably good to play with all of them to see which one works best for you, right?
Well, this is it. Most of the practice management companies have a free trial period. So I encourage everybody to try those out. I tried Clio out using their free trial period. It just, I tried that one, and then I tried Practice Panther and liked Practice Panther better, but try them all out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then when you transition, like right now, if you're transitioning in the middle of it, it's a lot to transition, trying to transition all your clients. But in normal times, what I would do is we just started putting our new clients in the program. And eventually then you start using it more and more, but you can just start using it with a few people instead of having to use it for everything all at one time.
Oh, that's good. That's really good advice. You brought up something else. This is another book you were talking about, another ebook you're talking about that you're preparing right now. And it's the topic, or the title, I think, is "What Should Attorneys Be Doing Right Now to Prepare for What's Coming Next?" I don't think that's what you told me the title was, but something to that effect.
It doesn't have a firm title, but I am preparing another book that is about what attorneys need to be doing right now in their businesses. And it talks about how different ways you can gather cash from different sources. It talks about what you can be doing, because a lot of us, the actual business side of it has slowed down a little bit because our courts are closed. So we're not running to hearings, especially litigators have all kinds of time on their hands right now. Now's the time to clear out all the stuff that had whiskers and to get ready, because the consensus is that once the court opens, there's going to be a huge influx of cases that are coming in for all of us. And you want to have all the old whiskered stuff out and have your plans and processes in place for that. And the other reason is because, this is not going to be our last virus. We had MERS, we had SARS, we have coronavirus. And somebody pointed out to me the other day that they're coming faster and faster. The time between each one is shorter and shorter. And so there's going to be a time when we're all put in shelter in place again, to some degree. So it's important to get ready for that. And also too, because clients, the expectations that they have of us are going to be different in the new day, in the new dawn. So there's a lot that we can be doing right now, that people should be doing right now to get ready to handle what's happening now, but to get ready for what's going to happen tomorrow.
That is great advice, and I agree with you 100%. I don't know if we're in a completely new normal with what's going on here, but I think it's definitely something where you're right. Clients are going to kind of expect these things, more accessibility digitally rather than having to go meet with an attorney face to face. I can tell you my clients over the last 3 years have loved the fact that they don't have to come see me, even to sign up with their fee agreement. Like, we can do it all digitally. It's made it really easy for them. So I think that that's one of the big changes. I wanted to ask you though, in relationship to that, do you think we're in a new normal? Do you think this is a new normal?
I think there is going to be a new normal. I don't think that what we're all doing right now is the new normal, but I don't think we're going to go back to 100% to where we were before. I think that not only are clients going to have greater expectations of us, just like you pointed out, they're going to want things digitally. They're going to want to have not just phone conferences now, they're going to want video conferences. But the benefit of that is that it gives you more freedom. It's important for us to have a work-life balance. And one of the benefits I have found from working remotely is I can travel anywhere and I can run my business. And it's important to do it in a way that that your business isn't consuming all of your free time, but you can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
So we travel.
One of the last, I interviewed Ryan Lipsey, who's a title rep down here in San Diego, a few days ago. And he said, after we were done with the interview, he said, "Hey, I'm going to start taking off Fridays. I'm going to start taking off like 2 Fridays a month." And I was like, "Why?" And he said, "Because I can do it now." He goes, "We have the tools now to do this, and it's not abnormal to use these tools. People understand what they are." So I was like, "That's great. I think that's a good thing."
Yep.
So,
a lot of my friends are talking about how they enjoy working in their pajama bottoms.
That's funny. That's a chapter in your book, isn't it?
Something about how to appear in court in your bunny slippers.
Yeah, appear in court in your slippers. I like that. I do everything telephonically, so I'm usually in my slippers when that happens.
Lucky you. See, that's the problem in family law, is that our courts are not set up to electronically. So we don't even have e-filing in a lot of our courthouses, let alone being able to appear for video conference. So that's one of the things that is going to have to catch up. And I think now the attorneys are going to have a much greater demand for it. So before, we were just kind of allowing them to take their time, but I think lawyers are now going to be demanding that it happen sooner than later.
Yeah, it'd be great if we could get caught up into the 21st century in the courtroom. That'd be really nice. Yeah, some of it's there. There's some good things, and I mean, we do have some good things these days. Some good electronic tools in there. What are some of the going into benefits, and negatives of this time? You've talked about some of the benefits of it too. What are some of the negative things about working remotely, and what do you think are some tools that you're going to be looking into to overcome those negative aspects of working remotely?
I think one of the negative things there's two that jump to mind. One is the importance of staying on schedule and to not get distracted. Especially right now with all the kids home from school, it's very easy to get distracted from your regular work day. And so it's important to have a schedule. It's important to shut your computer off at a certain time each day and switch over to your private life. I have the benefit of having a home office that has a door, so I can just shut the door at 5 o'clock and I'm done. So it's important to have structure and discipline during this time so that you're not checking your emails 24/7. Also, and you and I didn't talk about this, but it just jumped to mind. We teach people how to treat us. We train clients on what to expect from us. So if you're answering emails at 10 o'clock at night and on Saturdays, they're going to continue to expect that. So if you use Gmail or some of these certain services, you can schedule your email. So even if I write an email at 10 o'clock at night, I don't schedule it to go out until 7 or 8 the next morning, because I don't want clients thinking they can just reach me all the time. Now, some lawyers, they want that. They want the clients to feel like they can reach them 24/7. I'm just not one of those people. But the other problem, that the drawback is, we're social beings. We like to be with people, most of us. Some people are real introverted, and they are loving all of this right now. But the rest of us really enjoy camaraderie, and so it's important to build that in right now. I'm having a happy hour video conference with a bunch of attorneys next week. So build those things in, call people, have Zoom meetings, have lunch with somebody over Zoom. But stay connected, because people can really fall into depression if they are too isolated from others.
I agree with you 100%. I've been doing Zoom meetings with some of my friends just to see their face again and talk to them instead of over the phone, seeing them face to face. Yeah, it's interesting kind of what we have to do these days as extroverts,
Right? I know, I miss court. It's crazy. I never thought I'd miss it the way I miss. I just miss being there. Yeah, it's a different skill set that we use during this time period.
Definitely. Well, I'm sure a lot of people are going to watch this video and they're going to want some more information from you. They're going to want to know more about how to get in touch with you. So I am going to share your information on here so everybody can see it. So if you want to get in touch with Shelly, it's Shelly Jean John, Esquire, law offices of Shelly Jean John. That's her address, 9210 East Inland Empire Boulevard, Suite 114, Ontario, California, 91764. The office number is 909-948-7488. And you can go to her website at www.familylawrevolution.com. And email is office@familylawrevolution.com. And the ebook, which I'm not going to repeat this because it's too long. You can, or not too long, but it's a little complicated. You can email Shelly if you want to see it, and she'll send you the link, I'm sure. You can email me as well or message me, and I'll send it to you as well. And essentially, it goes over all the things all the things Shelly's been talking about, some of the information she's provided. And if you have any questions, I'm sure Shelly would be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. She's been really open with me. She's given me a lot of info and a lot of tips, several of which I'm going to implement right away because they were really good. So I'm looking forward to implementing those. Yeah.
One thing I didn't catch this when we did this before, but my email to get to me directly is Shelly@familylawrevolution.com. So SHELLY @familylawrevolution.com. That's the way to reach me directly.
Like that?
There you go. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
I'll still get it if it goes to the office, but Shelly will come directly to me.
We'll leave that up there for a second too, so everybody can get a chance to write it down if they're looking at it. So great, that's fantastic. Well, thanks, Shelly, again for being here today. Did you have any other last-minute tips for anybody looking to work remotely, getting their business set up mobily, anything like that?
I just want to give everybody a little grace, because it's a lot that people, especially lawyers who've been doing the law for a long time, it's a lot to get kind of brought into the 21st century during this time in a very tsunami-esque way. And so things are going to happen. You're going to struggle with certain things. Just give yourself some grace to be patient with yourself. Clients are giving us a lot of patience. They don't care if your kid runs in or your dog barks. So don't get paranoid or hung up on those things. Reach out for help. All of the services that I've talked about have wonderful tech support. Google has many answers. So just take it slow, and understand that you will get your footing with all of this remote business, and you'll be fine. You'll be better than fine, especially
Yeah,
if you keep a lot of these things in place after the coronavirus stuff subsides. You're going to be great.
absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And I've used tech support. And if you want good tech support, call Google. They will. I'm always blown away because it's usually, I mean, and if they don't get in touch with you, sometimes they have to call you back or dial you back because you can do a chat. And, I've resolved my problem before and they won't stop calling for several times until
Nice.
they know you're fixed, until they know your issue is
That's
resolved.
great.
So yeah, there's a lot of tools out there. I'm always available too. If anybody has any tech questions, I deal with these things quite a bit, so I know some of them. So reach out to either me or Shelly. And man, great having you on the show today. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Eric. It was my pleasure.
Awesome. All right, Shelly, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care.